Welcome to Pre-Calculus Unit 2, Day 28 notes. We're on Part 2. The first part, we worked on the numerical approach using a data table. Now we're going to use the graphical approach. So we're still dealing with composition of functions, but now we're getting our information from graphs. So we have two functions, f of x and g of x. Here's f of x. Here is g of x. And so, for example, negative 3 f2, f of 2, we come over to the value, the y value is also 2, plus g of negative 3. So now let's look at g of x at negative 3. It is negative 2 right here. And now let's go through and follow our order of operations to see what we get. Negative 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Plus negative 2, and I should probably put those in parentheses, plus negative 2 is going to give us negative 8. So you guys try the next few ones of these, and we'll take a look at them together. Okay, so here's B and C solutions. And again, just getting the data right from the graphs. If at any time, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the video, obviously, or pause it and write down what we have. Here's the next three. Make sure you check them out. Ask any questions as we go over the notes in class. Here's the next few solutions and the ones with a couple compositional functions. So make sure you check those solutions. Again, start on the inside and work your way out. All right, why don't you take a few seconds to try the last two problems here. So once again, these are setting up as a system of equations. So we first need to find what the compositional function is, then take that value, set it equal to the function. So on M, we find out that g of 0 equals 2, and on N, f of 0 equals negative 2. So in both of these, we set the original h of x equal to what we found for the composition of functions. So h of x equals h of x. Now we're going to factor. And once we factor, we find the two solutions are x equals 2 and x equals negative 1. So those are the values of x that allow those two things to be equal. On this next one with the absolute value, we're going to get the absolute value symbol by itself, divide both sides by 3. So now we have the absolute value of x minus 2 equals negative 2/3. And now I know that there are no solutions because the absolute value can never be less than 0. And that's it for part 2. We'll go on to part 3 when we look at our analytical approaches.